we will redefine positivity and ensure student success at a whole new level.
The happiness advantage is exciting to me because it's unlike any other cultural impact that we've had on a building. I think what it discusses first and foremost is how you're going to bring your best self to work. And that's exciting to me because most of the things we do at a school level is about the community, the staff, the students buying into an idea, a theme, a program. But the happiness advantage talks about principles and practices that we can do individually to bring our best selves to work. And that is really exciting work because if we all bring our best selves as staff members, our best selves as family members and community members, and our best selves as students, undoubtedly we're going to have the most positive culture that we could ever imagine. And once we bring our best selves to work, we talk about happiness, but as Shawn Achor's work talks about happiness in the same vein as engagement. And engagement is a huge buzzword in schools. Engagement in learning is really what we're all about, and making sure students are learning the right things in their classrooms.
Who wouldn't want that, to be more engaged in the things that you do and live a longer life? So I've had the opportunity to be on the admin team that is going to take Shawn's work and really push it back out into the buildings where it impacts our teachers, it impacts our kids, and it impacts their success.
Each day we can take opportunities as chances for growth, and what's most important is that with every new school year, new challenge, we have the opportunity to take those possibilities and positively impact the lives of our students both academically and social emotionally.
We've been doing some really cool stuff at the school, so I'm so excited about. So so just a few days ago, just 2 days ago, I was sitting here with Lisa Hagel, and we were meeting up. She's the head of the school districts in Flint, Michigan. And for those of you who know Flint, Michigan, Flint, Michigan has had a rough time. The automobile industry left, the poverty cycles have compounded upon one another. Instead of a virtuous cycle, there's a vicious cycle, right, where the poverty makes the schools struggle more, which makes the students struggle more, which causes the poverty to increase, making it worse. We want to create a virtuous cycle in Flint, Michigan. And because of Lisa Hagel, who just joined us, she's taking this research. And what she did is she took the idea of Big Potential, and we're taking these books out to all of the teachers within the school districts that we have. I think it's 26 school districts that are there. I might have got that number wrong because it keeps expanding out from there. It's now in Flint and the surrounding areas that we're working with. And what we do is we work with the teachers, the students, the administrators. She had seen we had done some previous research at the bottom 10% school in Iowa, a school called Cardinal High School. So bottom 10% school, right? Like when you talk about happiness, we're like, oh, we shouldn't necessarily be talking about happiness at a place that's suffering so much. Maybe we should get some money in there first, and then we'll start talking about happiness. We went in with Joel Pedersen, the head of superintendents there, Superintendent Joel Pedersen, and he said we were studying schools wrong because when a kid thinks about school, they don't just think about the teacher, they think about the librarian and the bus driver and the janitorial staff and the lunch staff. So we did trainings for all of them, trying to create these positive habits, creating habits that are done at the Ritz-Carlton. We were doing with the lunch staff, where they were giving out positive eye contact and positive praise with the students while we're doing this. Anyway, we've been doing these positive interventions that are Big Potential, building those stages, and we've tracked them for 5 years, and their ACT, we just got this back this year, their ACT scores went up by 3.5 points. That's their standardized test scores to get into college. They went from a bottom 10% school to a 92% graduation rate, 95% attendance rate, and for the first time in Iowa history, kids from the richer counties are actually going to the poorest county in Iowa to get a better education. This is spread everywhere, which leads us to Lisa Hagel and Andy Ross. So Lisa saw this work that Joel Pedersen was doing at Cardinal High School and said we can recreate that here in Flint and make it go even bigger. So what they're doing 18, I haven't told you this, 1,800 acts of kindness in 18 hours. That's their plan. That. So she has 1,800 people under her that are working with her, and she has all these positive people. Yes, 1,800 people that are, and it's not just the teachers, it's the librarians, and it's the lunch staff. And it turns out they're going to go out into the community and do random acts of kindness. And she set it all up so that there are all these different activities. They're starting at 4 in the morning to go out to the road construction crews to give them warm coffee to have and something kind and like some donuts. At 4 in the morning, the teachers and the bus drivers and the librarians are going outside of the school. These are people who give all the time. Both of my parents are educators. My mom was a high school English teacher for 30 years, right? And in the midst of this, hi Mom, I know you're watching, that in the midst of this, they're doing so much good, but now they're doing 1,800 acts of random kindness for everyone else. But now the road construction crews, the hospitals, the retirement homes now feel connected to the school, right? Yeah. So it creates this cycle, that virtuous cycle. So Flint will be an entire championing of this idea of big potential where people are interconnecting their success and happiness. And so with the schools, that's what we're doing. We're actually working with schools that have the highest illiteracy rates in the nation. We're working with places that have some of the highest abuse rates in the nation. We're working with a Shawn school district up near Chicago where they have some of the highest test scores in the nation, but they also want to have the highest emotional well-being scores in the nation, right? Because with success also came depression and anxiety. Mm-hmm. So we're working with every spectrum now of schools to take big potential, because the earlier we get this in, the more powerful it becomes. I think everyone watching would agree.
Being in the care for so many students, 15,000 in District 54, we know that our work has an impact each and every day in a child's life. Our ultimate goal is to achieve the academic outcomes, but our work is so much more than that. Right. And I think with your work that's outlined within the Happiness Advantage and then the very practical nature of the Orange Frog Workshop, we see great potential for both of those to impact students, not only academically, but also who they are. And I think that will fuel success. I think there's also a very important staff component to this as well. Teaching is complex work. They have to know their students by name, by need, each and every one of them that they care for and instruct each day. Really, the work in the book Happiness Advantage allows them to really have avenues to know their children personally, but also academically as well. And I think, long-standing in District 54, we monitor culture, we monitor how our staff is doing, and this really fits nicely into what we have done, which I think has shown great work in the classroom. Right. But also, I think it's going to shift our focus to feeling great about the work, which is so critical each and every day, that you just feel so empowered by how important their role is as educators.